Welcome back to another Final Simple Commentary. We got the 10K High Roller from 2019 in the old WCOOP series. We're getting started strong with Prutz with the aces, Stake Attic with queens. Aces hold a full double up for our shorty, who's no longer in last place, Crazy Elior with 19 blinds. Darwin with 34, Stake Addict 106. Whoa, I forgot about Urasov. They have 6.7 blinds. We got Drake over there with 139. Big Fox with 44. Chang with 43. That's not how you say that, but that's what I'm going to say. And to round things out, Ben CB with 134. Big 5. I don't know what's wrong with my eyes sometimes. Sometimes there's a number or a card, and what comes out of your mouth just doesn't line up with what you see, and it's really perplexing. But we're going to move along. Ace Jack going to go for the raise. Pretz defends the old 10-3 suited, flopping a pair and the flush draw. Elior with the draw to the king, 2 overs to the 10, starts things off with a bet. 8 of clubs on the turn. Elior blocking some nut flush draws, but elects to check back the turn. Prutz makes his flush. Crazy Elior with ace high lays it on down. Edu Drake with the old ace king, Ben CB with the ace king, and we're playing 130 something big blinds deep. Well, this will be fun. 996 flop. Just a call from Ben CB pre-flop. It's super interesting. I've seen this dynamic before where it's like you're kind of forced to just call pre-flop. Keep the pot smaller. Ben CB will lead out on the river and get the other ace king to fold, so nicely done to steal the pot away there. Edu Drake with the ace 3 suited, Prutz with 9s. Could play call, but he plays all in. We'll get the folds. Prutz up to 29 blinds after starting things around 10. Almost has a full triple up. That's some good news for him. Darwin limping in king 6. Stake Addict says, get away, Darwin. You got an 8 and a deuce and 100 and something bigs. Picking up a few more there. What's going on here? See the folds a couple times. Crazy Elior will fold. Darwin folds. Stake Attic in the small blind with a king, playing about 6 big blinds deep. Will stick it in. Urasov with 10-8 calls, flopping nothing. King on the flop. That will pretty well dead him. Urasov does leave in 9th place. Boo boo da boo boo da boo 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 boo. Big Fox with 7-9, flopping a straight draw to the 6, backdoor flush for Stake Attic. They will bet and take it on down. Do 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 do. What's going on here? Big Fox with the old King Jack. Boo 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 boo. Prutz flopping bottom pair with the backdoor flush draw. Big Fox with top pair going for a bet with a gutter to the 10 as well. He's got this thing locked up. Prutz isn't even going to pay off one bet. Big Fox with the 4 and the 9. I don't know why I think he's playing everything. Deuces for Chang. He's going to play raise. Or sorry, limp. Interesting. Queen 6 with a gutter to the 4. We'll bet and take it on down. Interesting. Doopity da. Crazy Ellie, or with 8-4 getting a walk there. That's a good deal for them. Ace-3 going for the raise, and Darwin folds. 23 blinds for Darwin, just barely hanging on in there. Ellier with 6s will rip and get it through. Ace-Jack for Darwin will raise the button. We'll see what Stake Addict does in the small with Ace-9. We could still see a fold, sorry. I was going to say call, but no, I was going to say fold. That's what I wanted to say. We do see the call in the end. Ace-high board. This is bad news for Stake Addict. Edu Drake with 3 to a straight, backdoor flush draw. Ace-Jack, probably going to go for a little protection bet here. 320k to go. Stake Addict is going to have a hard time folding 3 on the turn. Darwin going for 472,000 more for value. Stake Addict calls, and now we chop the pot. Would be interesting to see an all-in here from Darwin. He might be able to get him off a chop. Rep the ace-king, aces or kings. No, this won't get a fold. This is just going to be a chop pot. Stake Addict will call. And we chop it up. Boop-a-da-boo, boop-a-da-boo. Crazy Elior with the queen and the 10. Going for a little min raise. Kings for Stake Addict. Plays tiny ass 3-bet. Crazy Elior getting a good price, but probably still gonna have to fold here, unfortunately, with the queen 10 suited. 8s for Darwin, 24 blinds, plays 2.3x. King 6 suited will fold the small blind. And Chang folds the big, so we move along. Prutz gets the old aces, Bensi B. We haven't heard too much from him. Ace 10-0, under the gun raise. Prutz jams. Fold, Bensi B. Fold. Don't you dare call. Not a calling hand. Nicely done. Bensi B knows best. Ace queen. It's suited for Big Fox. No action for him though. Chang with the ace king might get a raise from early position from the king jack O, and then we've got queens for Bensi B. Ace king jams. Hard to fold queens here. Although, no, we're just going to get this in. King on the flop, no queen, just a full double for Chang. I was going to say, Bensi B in that spot in the small blind, what do you want to do? You don't want to jam your queens. Stake Addict is still in the hand. You're playing 100 big blinds deep versus them, so he just finds the call. Stake Addict with a snap fold with the king jack. Chang smacks a king and holds. So we move along. 8-7, flopping a straight draw to the 6 or jack, although the jack is a pretty shitty card. Ace is an overcard to Stake Addict. He'll check back the turn. 7-8 goes for... whoa! Like some 66% here. And the bluff will get right on through. Nicely done by Darwin. Getting the king to fold. I was kind of surprised to see that. No action for Bensi B with the ace king. That's unfortunate. Stake Addict with the ace and the jack. Ace 3 for Chang. He's going to put in the 3-bet from the big. Wait, what's going on here? Stake Addict. Did he raise 3.5x? Oh, we got a raise from Chang under the gun. Sorry, my bad. My confusion was unsettling. Ace Jack goes for the 3-bet. You see, I thought Chang was in the big blind, and then I'm thinking, why are we raising to 650k? Then I couldn't count the bets. Chang sticks in the 4-bet. And Stake Addict folds the best of it. Nicely done. So after Chang scoops a big pot against Ben CB, getting a full double, he's putting those chips to work. Ace King just jamming, and Ace 10 snap folds for Prutz. Holy shit, just moving along, looking to make a ladder or two. I would have had a hard time folding that Ace 10 there. Boopity bop, Stake Addict with an ace and a 7. King Jack for Chang. Calls the small flop and top pair, backdoor nut flush for Stake Addict with an overcard. Checks it back, now is a straight draw to the jack. Could bluff on diamonds. King Jack ain't folding on the turn, even versus a pot size bet, I don't think. 6 on the river, pretty big brick. Hard to rep much here for Stake Addict. Ace Jack, you could. Bets 10%, snap call. Drake with the 7s. Ben CB with ace 10 calling the big blind. 9-8. Wait, queen 9-8 flop goes call or bet call. Wow, this is a difficult hand to call apparently. 9 on the turn. Drake's under pair to the board. Might want some protection from an ace or 10 or jack. This will go check most likely. Ben CB will scoop about 1,000,000 chips. Wow. Chang with the jack 7, staying aggressive. Like I was saying, with those newfound chips, with the big stack, Chang is going to try to play for first place here. Boopity bop, boppity boo. 4-9 suited, Ben CB's in there. Darwin with 7-10 in the big blind just lays it down. We do have somewhat of a setup here. Ace King versus the old King King. Queen 10 suited calls the other position raise. King's jam. Drake didn't want to see this, if we're being honest. Still finds the call. Gonna need some spades or a straight to chop the pot. No Prutz. We'll get a full double up to 4,000,000 chips, and again started this thing right around 1,000,000. Boopity bop bop boppity boo. Chang with the queen jack, early position raise, 6-3 deuce flop, 8-7 defending the big, 3 to a straight, but that's a big bet. 4 big blinds from Chang on the flop. We'll just get the job done. Stake Addict with the king and the jack. It was suited. Raise and takes it on down. Edu Drake with ducks. Raising on the button. 6-5 suited in the big blind. We're going to a flop here. Whoa, just kidding. 3-bet from the big blind. I didn't think deuce is called, but apparently we're going to a flop. It's just an inflated pot. 8-4-3 flop. 7 or a deuce for Chang. Backdoor clubs. Could you imagine if there was a deuce on the turn? Nice bluff there from Chang with the 6-5. Pushing Drake around a little bit, and again staying super aggressive. I should have expected it. 3-7 from the small. We'll put Prutz in a pickle. Big Fox with an ace in the cutoff will fold. Chang on the button with queens. Ben CB with an ace has the backdoor flush draw here. And an overcard to the queens. Small bet. I think we're going to a turn. Ben CB sticks in the raise here. Queens call, king on the turn. Gotta make queens feel good about themselves. They're going to want to go for some protection here, I think. Go for some value even. Half pot. Chang will take it on down. Bam, buddy, bam. 9 suited. Drake will lay it on down. King 3 off for Chang. Will raise and take it. Okie dokie. Bappity boo. Ace 10 for Chang. Another spot for him to raise, a little bit more reasonable this time. 3-bet from Darwin with the King Jack. He says, Chang, I think you're getting a little too aggressive here. Chang 4-bets all in and gets the fold, but of course Darwin with the King and the Queen will raise and take it on down. Big Fox in the big blind with King 10 suited, probably going to a flop here. 9-5-5, 1 club for Big Fox. Stake Addict sitting there with ace high in the best hand, bets 1.5 big blinds. King 10 puts in the re-raise with 3 to a straight, overcards, and the backdoor flush draw, turns top pair. Pretty good time to bloat the pot on the flop. You were hoping for a fold, but now you're hoping for a call. Hoping a 9 will call, hoping 8-7, 6-7 will call, hearts will call, ace high calls, 9 on the river. Now we're afraid. We're not folding. I don't know if we're going to bet for value though. Maybe queens, maybe jacks, maybe 10s call. So Big Fox bets very small, pretty well block bet. Bompity bom bom, bompity boo. Stake Addict finds the hero call with the ace and sees the bad news. Big Fox up to 37 blinds, 4.4 million chips. Prutz with an ace and a queen. Chang with 5-6 suited. Doesn't flop as well this time. Backdoor diamonds, backdoor straight draw. Ace on the turn after it goes check check. Boop boop boo, boop boo. Prutz will bet and take it down. What's going on here? Crazy Elior with the ace 7 just so happens to be dominating Ben CB with the king 7 suited. Sweating clubs and a king on the turn will do. How did Crazy Elior get it in so good there? Very interesting spot. Ben CB sucks out for the small pot and the knockout. Elior out in 8th. 10-4 raising the button and ace queen comes along in the big. Turn is a 4, giving Chang 2 pair. Ben CB calls the big bet. Ace queen, what do we think here? Chang's opening 10-4. Ace queen can be good here. Ben CB wisely folds though, nicely done. Hard to fold on the turn with such a strong draw. Jack 10 for Darwin. Doopity doo. Both players with a straight draw. Interesting stuff. Boppity bop bop boppity boop bop. Ace jack for Stake Addict. Prutz with the ace 7 suited. He's been rather tight. Flopping a straight draw. Does have backdoor clubs as well. Ace jack in the big blind. We like this flop typically, but not this time. Stake Addict will find the fold. Nicely done by Prutz. Getting a lot of respect there by Stake Addict just to fold on the flop. 10s for Darwin. 26 blinds. Is this an all-in dealer? This is an all-in. Prutz, I don't know if he calls it here. You're going to see too much ace king, ace queen, pocket pairs that you're flipping against at best. Boo, ace queen going for the 3-bet here. Gonna get it on through for Pretz to recoup a few chips there. Ben CB gets aces. Chang will defend the big with king 3. Ace 7 deuce flop. Pretty bad news for Ben. Flop too well. Chang will fold the king high. Bop-a-dee-doo. Chang with the queen and the 9 in the small blind. Raising 3.5x. Pretz with the ace jack coming along to the flop. Flopping top 2. Chang with some backdoor draws. Bets about half pot. Gets a call. Very scary king on the turn. Very scary. Three on the river. Hopefully Pretz hangs on in there. Facing an all in here. Chang repping the flush. Repping the straight. Blocking them both. Most likely a flush. I think that's really what you're afraid of. Ace Jack finds the hero call and Pretz is up to 75 blinds after hanging on in there with a 2 pair. Nicely done. Ben CB tries a limp here with the worst jack. Darwin checks it back. King 9 deuce flop. Darwin bets with the straight draw, backdoor flush draw, and takes it down. Couple of strong diamond hands here. Stake Attic in the big blind might get a good price to call as well. Could be going 3 ways to the flop. Ace 9 4, no diamonds, but top pair for Big Fox. No straight draw, just a backdoor flush draw for Stake Attic. Backdoor straight draws as well, I guess, for the Queen Jacks. Don't think Stake Attic calls here. Big Fox can't fold. No siree. Clean 5 on the turn. That's good news. No equity here for Chang. Will he continue to fire? He does. 1 million more to go. Uh-oh. If Big Fox doesn't improve on the river, he might let this go. Uh-oh, I'm afraid for Big Fox, to be honest with you. Deuce on the river, so spades miss, straight draws miss. There wasn't really any. Straight draws don't miss. There's a 1-liner to a 3, so ace 3 gets there. I don't think ace 3 would take this line, though. So it's a really weird spot where it's like, I don't think the hands that make value on the river are, maybe there's some 2 pairs, right? Big Fox with a big laydown. Unfortunate timing, but Chang again is putting the pressure on everybody and finds himself back in first place, right where they belong. Boppity doop da da doopity doop. King 8 going for the raise. Darwin with the 4-betting hand. Edudrake with King 8-0 here. Darwin folds and we move along. Nice steal there from Edudrake. Doop-a-doo, doop, 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 doop. Ace and a jack for Pretz will raise under the gun. Deuces call in or on the button. King 8 comes along to the 8-5-3 flop. Don't think we're betting with deuces here. Ace on the turn. Check from Pretz. Checks down to the river. Chang might have some more confidence with this pair of 8s here. Not to bet. Oh, but Pretz won't even bet himself. Just finds to check down and take down the pot. Interesting hand. King Jack re-raising Ben CB the big stack. Interesting. Ben CB 4 bets with the suited ace. King Jack is probably going to have to fold unless you want to 5-bet all in. Don't think you can call here. If he finds the 5-bet, that would be one hell of a bluff. There it is. 5 bets all in. 62 bigs for Stake Addict. Very interesting hand. Once Ben CB finds the 4-bet, you really expect it to get through. You don't expect a 5-bet to come on in. Interesting stuff. Anyways, Ben CB down to 45 big blinds. Nice play by Steak Addict. Doopity da. So Prutz started this thing off super short, is up to 9.3 million chips in first place. Ben CB going for the bluff here, and it's going to get the king high to fold. Recoup a little bit of chips. Boo-ba-doo-doo. Chang with the ace and the queen. 3-betting ace 9 suited for Steak Addict. That will get through pre-flop. Pretz will pick up an ace and a king. Darwin with kings. This is going to get in pre. There's no escaping that. Kings go for a small 3-bet. There's no way ace king calls here. You don't want to go post flop with it. You're not a huge fan of seeing the non all in 3-bet, but nonetheless you're going to need an ace or a chop out. Oh no, Darwin's kings can't hold. At the very least, he's still in the tournament, but Pretz gets pretty damn lucky there. Just the way she goes sometimes. You hate to see it happen, but it happened. So you got a newfound reality. 7s for Pretz. 5-3 suited. We're going to a flop. No equity for Chang here. There's some scary rivers he could bluff. Maybe a heart if he wants to. This would be out of line. So he's just going to find the check back. Yeah, so Chang's doing a great job of being aggressive, but I don't think they're getting out of line. Even though the call pre-flop is pretty wide. That's whatever though. Ace 7 in the small blind. Pretz will raise the 10-8 suited. We're going to a flop. Queen 10-9. Not much doing here for Chang. Goes check, check. 5 of spades on the turn. Again, not much doing here for the ace 7. We're probably check folding quite happily. King 6 raising the button and taking it down. Ace queen raising. I haven't heard too much from Edgy Drake, but when they've picked their spots, it's been kind of it's been very interesting. Making you think about spots, giving Darwin a hard time. Like, how do you manage that? I don't know, but Drake is doing it. 4s will rip right into ace king. Hold 4s, hold, they hold. Chang, nice and aggressive player. Easy call with the ace king. It just sucks when you see a small pocket pair there. Again, sometimes you just got a newfound reality. Just gotta wake up to it. Your ace king didn't win. Doopity da, big fox with 3-6. Wow, poker stars. You're gonna make everybody fold around to me, and now I have to fold 3-6. Gets 10s and he's not even dominating or nothing. He's just flipping against Pretz. This is ridiculous. Ace or jack? Nope. Big fox will get a full double. Nothing doing here, but Pretz will put the aggression on to Ben CB. You don't get to bully Ben CB too often. Pretz is going to try to do it. Chang has tried to do it too on the button. Ben CB's just had an unfortunate run of cards here. When they had the huge stack, they didn't get too many spots. Their 4-bet really should have gotten through. But Steak Addict obviously just made the better play with the king jack suited. Both players with an ace here. We're going to chop it on up. Queen 4 in the small blind. How do we go about life? 40 big blinds deep. We're just going to fold and move along as big foxes are shorty with 23. Then we got Pretz going for the raise here off like 60 blinds. Then we've got middling stacks like 40 big blinds. There also are big stacks, also are shorties. Weird spot here. Check down pot. 7's going for some value and gets snapped off. Boopity bop, boppity boo. Do 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 do. Queen jack suited. Flopping a backdoor flush draw and a straight draw to the king. Darwin with top pair, top kicker. Going for some value. Big Fox is going to have a hard time folding here. Boop, 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 boop. Darwin will bet on the turn and it will get on through. Darwin with sixes, that gets through. Ace and a king for the big fox. Chang with a suited ace in the small blind. Could play call. Good time not to get too aggressive. Pretz comes along with queen 2 in the big. Ace 7 leads on out the 9-5-3 flop. What the hell's going on? Big Fox calls ace on the turn. Chang checks. Interesting lead on the flop. Boopity bop. Big Fox jams. Hard to fold your ace here. 7 on the river though. Big Fox gets the bad news. Uh-oh, out in 7th. Too many 7s all in one instance. Kind of crazy. King 4 for Chang. 10 high board. Good news for Ben CB out of position. 4 on the turn, keeping it at 10 high board. King 4 picks up a pair. Jack on the river goes check check. Ben CB takes down a nice pot. Boopity bop bop boppity boop. Ace 10 for stake attic will raise under the gun and take it. Chang with ace queen will raise. Stake attic in the big blind with 3s. Going to the king 10 deuce flop. 700k in the middle. Chang can bully stake attic and get him off his 3s. Right on the flop, 3's gotta fold and move along. Darwin raises king 3. Super aggressive play here, stake attic. Last time with the ace high, came along with a call, this time finding the 3-bet. Yeah, when Darwin's got ace jack, you find calls. When Darwin's got king high, you find 3-bet. Interesting play there, stake addict. Are you reading his card somehow? You seeing through the screen? Darwin with deuces. Edu Drake lays down ace 10 in the small. Chang comes along with 6-5, flops a pair of 5s. Darwin might want protection here. There it is. Chang wants even protection. He puts in the re-raise. Deuces fold and we move along. Stake addict with the ace and the queen. 2-4 Prutz seems like he's going to come along to a flop. Flopping a pair of 2s on a paired board. Ace queen bets about a quarter, maybe a third. Deuce 4 puts in the re-raise for protection. We see a call from ace queen. 5 of clubs on the turn. Goes check, check, 7 of clubs on the turn. Both of us aren't too happy about the situation. Boppity boo, checks on down, and the deuces are good. Ace 6 for Ben will defend the big. 5-9 suited for Chang. Super aggro. Boopity bop bop boppity boop. Prutz aggro with the ace 7 here with a 3-bet in position. Would have had a fun time going to the flop there. 7-9 suited, Prutz right back in there. King queen calls the button. Queen 9 suited can call the small but says no. Top 2 pair for Ben facing a lead. Let's play call. We got this board wrapped up. Uh-oh, Ben puts in the raise and gets Prutz to fold. Doopity dot dot doppity doo. Darwin with jacks. Edu Drake not afraid to put the pressure on Darwin. He plays call this time. 7-3 deuce flop. Jacks like this. They'll start things off with a half pot size bet and get the fold. Boopity bop bop boppity boop. Deuces for pruts. Ace deuce with top pair. With the backdoor nut flush draw. Goes check check on the turn. 7 on the river. Chang will bet and take it on down. Ba ba bum 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 ba da bum. King 8 putting in the 4 bet? Or is this a 3 bet? My bad. 3 bet from the small blind after a raise from Ben and a call from 6s. Gets it on through. Chang playing super aggro. Very nicely done. Doo-ka-doo-doo-doo-boo. Edge Drake with the 8s. Pruts ace jack. Oh, we'll put in a 3 bet. Drake will jam and get the fold. Nicely done there. Chang with the nice and a 10. A couple of king 6s will fold in the blind. Chang right back in there with queen jack suited. 3s for Darwin calls. Ace 9 8 flop. Boopity bop. 7 of spades on the turn, giving Chang a flush draw to go along with his straight draw. Over bets, and the 3s fold. Ace jack for Darwin. Plays big raise pre-flop. Chang won't be able to defend the big blind this time. Ace queen for Edu Drake. Pretz with king queen off in the big. Chang 8-9. We'll put in the 3 bet. Uh-oh, bad timing. Ace queen jams and gets it on through. Blinds go up. So we're playing 30 big blinds deep, 6 ways. Interesting stuff. Pretz with a slight advantage over Ben CB. Almost 16 big blinds. Chang with the big stack, right around 60, picking up a flush draw on the turn here. Could put Ben CB in a real pickle with his pair of 8s, and he has to find the fold with the best of it. Oh no, Ben's down to 34 bigs. Chang's with the super aggression. Up to 72, 11.5 million chips. Pair of 5s for Darwin, pair of 9s for Pretz. Fold, Darwin. Uh-oh, he calls. Deuce on the turn. Put a 5 on the river, dealer. Nope, 8. Darwin blocks him straight, but so does Pretz. This goes check, check. And we move along. Bum, bum, bum. A7 for Chang gets called by ace jack and probably 7s in the big unless they want to rip. They want to go all in. Ben CB has to fold his ace jack and move along. Stake addict up to 36 bigs. Nice for him to take down that pot pre-flop. Jack 10 suited getting aggressive. Chang with queen 7-0. This is going to get through. Pretz pretty well ties himself with Chang, but then he gets a walk, so he retains the slight advantage. Bum bum bum. 5s for stake addict. Gets 3 bets from Edu Drake's ace king. Surely we don't want to flip here. No, we don't. Stake addict moves along. Ace and a king for Pretz. We'll put in a 3 bet. Chang is just super aggressive. Plays call. Look at this. Ben CB flop and 2 pair. Middle pair for Chang. Goes check, check. Ben CB picks up a flush draw. Bets. Interesting hand. 6 jack calls. Makes 2 pair on the river, but that's no good, obviously. 6-4 still plays, calls, and gets a value bet from Chang on the river. 6-7 for Prutz on the button will raise and face an all-in from Darwin's ace-jack, and it gets on through. Interesting hand here. Darwin with ace-jack in the small blind waiting around. Prutz puts in the 3-bet with ace-10. Will Darwin find the jam again? No, he finds the fold. Chang's hearts are dominated here. He comes along to the flop, flops straight draw to the queen and the backdoor flush draw for both players. Pair 10s for Prutz. We're going to the turn, which is a 6. Spade is no help for nobody. Boo, boo, boo. Ace-4 for Ben. We'll take it down pre. We move on along. King-10 for Stake Addict. Meow. 10 jack for Chang. Prutz with ace-3 suited in the big blind. Prutz facing the limp. We'll put in the raise. Queen jack 7 flop. Boopity boppity boo. Chang with the pair and the best of it still. We'll put out a value bet for big, and we move on along. Darwin with an ace and a 6. Middle set for Ben CB. This pot's getting big. Full house now for Ben. He checks it over. Darwin won't take the bait. Good try from Ben. Just give him some rope. Bayou, ace king for Edu Drake. 8-5 in the big blind for Stake Addict. Interesting hand here. 2 overs with the flush draw. We'll bet and take it. Stake Addict with the queen and the 9. Going for a raise on the button. 9-5 defends the big flopping bottom pair. Weird spot. 9-5 turning 3 of a kind. Leads out. Takes it on down. Edge Drake folding the pocket pair. Prutz will rip it on in. Interesting hand here. Ace king for Stake Addict. Ace jack comes along to the turn. We got some chop outs. Seven on the river, no chop here. Ace king holds, and ace jack even pays off a little river bet. Stake Addict up to 29 blinds now, hanging on in there with 4.4 million chips. Has the opportunity to go to the flop here. Very good price for him. 9-10 suited, but Darwin will take away the opportunity with King 8. Does ace jack fold here? Does a back raise all in? It just goes along to the flop. 8 high board. All good news for Darwin. Got some hearts out there and whatnot. Darwin will bet again and take it on down. Steal that one away from Ben. King 9 suited will call. 8-9 suited in the small fold, and Edu Drake will fold the deuce 4. Ace high board, all good news for Chang. Checks it over to Darwin, who's got no equity. Jack on the turn. Things are all locked up here, but Darwin rivers the straight blocker. With hearts out there, facing a lead, doesn't matter anymore. Unless Darwin's going to put it in a raise here. Holy shit, he says it does matter. We check down our ace high, we bet 3/4 on the river, and we face a raise? And Chang finds the fold. Nicely done by Darwin. I didn't think that straight blocker mattered anymore. Sure as shit did. Chang flopping bottom set. 3 to a straight flush for Darwin. Puts out a half pot size bet. Gets called 4 spades. Now Darwin can slow down. 3 of spades on the river. One liner to an ace or 6. Darwin could represent that. Chang block bets. Darwin just folds and moves along. Not going to put the bully move on again. Stake addict with the ace and the queen. King 10 comes along in the big blind. Jack 3-3 flop. Not much doing for either player, but the ace queen in position will bet and take it down. Boppity boop ba bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. 9-7 for Prutz. We'll raise and face a 3-bet from Ben. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. 3-bet from Ben. Once again, stake addict rips the ace jack. Nine 8 going for raise under the gun. King 10 comes along to the flop. Queen 3 deuce all hearts. Small bet from Chang will work. Nicely done. Ace 10 for Ben, raising it up. Ace 3 for Edu Drake will just fold. Queen Jack in the small. Chang likes to go to flops. Prutz as well. Jack 8-3 top pair for Chang. Bottom pair in the backdoor flush for Prutz. Backdoor straight draw for Ben with the backdoor nut flush draw to the clubs. Ben will start things off with a bet. Call from top pair, turning the straight draw. So is Ben. Queen would be dirty, but it's a 5 of spades, nothing hits. 6-7 makes a straight, I suppose. Boopity bop bop boppity boo. Not much doing here, eh? 8-9 suited versus your 7-5. Well, I guess Ben makes a straight. My bad. Boopity bop bop. Ben at 26 bigs, 5.2 million chips, limping in the Queen 9. Deuce 7. We'll check back. Flop bottom pair, go for some value and protection. Gets called by the Queen 9 with the straight draw to the 10. Deuce on the river, giving Darwin 3 of a kind. Bets full pot. Not too much doing there. Stake Attic ripping in the A7. Getting nice and aggressive. Ben not getting a chance to see the flop there. Very unfortunate. Edu Drake with top pair. Stake Addict with the straight. Ooh, Edu Jake chops the pot now, gets saved with the king on the river. Darwin with 4s, Stake Attic with A7 suited. Darwin folds the 4s, by the way. Chang with 8-9 comes along to the flop. Flop's top pair with the straight draw. King on the turn. No help for the A7. Facing a small bet you might want to call here. Boo 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 to do. A7 does find another call on the river. Stake Attic folding King Jack. Facing a limp from King Queen suited. Good timing. 8-8-6 flop. Weird hand here. 4 on the turn. Both Prutz and Chang make a pair of 4s. Both have a straight draw as well. And they chop it on up on the Queen River. Boopity boop boop boppity boop. Ace King for Stake Attic, putting in the tiny 3-bet. Darwin with King Queen. Comes along to the 8-7-4 flop. 1 club for him, but no more on the turn. 9 of hearts, not the best card for either player. We're just checking this down. Boopity bop bop a doppity doo. 8s for Stake Addict. We'll rip it on in and get it on through. Boom, boom, boom. Stake Attic. Let's go King 10. 10-9 suited for Darwin comes along. Flopping a straight draw. Darwin with the straight. Nothing doing for Chang. He snap folds. Boopity bop bop a doppity doop dop da doppity doo. Do do do. Ace Jack for Darwin. Queen 6 for Ben CB. He's got a flush draw. Might rep the 8 here by leading on out. That's about half pot, a little bit more. Sizing up a river jam. Nope, not quite. Just kidding. Stake Addict. Raising Ace Queen, getting it on through. Still six-handed, and we're still playing right around 3 big blinds deep. NCB has dipped below, hanging in there with 4.3 million chips. Stake Attic raising over the limp here. Drake facing the limp comes on along. Boo boo do 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 do. He has got the straight draw. What do you do with the straight draw here? Didn't make it straight, but he found the bet to get it on through. Nicely done by Edgy Drake. Chain getting a walk. We're moving on along. Ten jack suited for Stake Attic. We'll raise it on up. Doopity dot dot da dappity doo. Pruts with an ace will raise the button. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Doopity dot da 7-5, flopping the straight draw to the 8 or 3. We're going to a turn dealer. Picks up a club draw. Top pair for Pruts. Pruts bets away. Hard to fold your draw here. Deuce on the turn. Or sorry, river. Goes check check, and Pruts takes it on down. 11.2 million chips. Hanging right on around that 11 million chip mark for a while now. Doing a good job of preserving chips and taking down a few pots every once in a while. Ace jack suited could rip it in here. King queen suited didn't want to see this. Will he call it off here? Tied for last place. Weird happening. Stake Attic calls. Spades for him. Spade on the turn. That will do. Stake Attic gets a full double. Aces for Chang, but no action. Kings for Darwin, but shouldn't get too much action either. 5-6 will limp in. I wonder if it calls a bet here. King and a king. Uh-oh, Ben CB comes along to the flop, and he flops the pair and the flush draw. Got a lot going on there. Diamonds do get there on the river. Hopefully Darwin can just find the fold here. Nope, or sorry, the check. He finds the all in. Ben CB snaps him off with the made hand and gets a full double of the 36 big blinds. 7.2 million chips. Darwin did a lot of good work there to build up that big stack, and then you get kings and you get sucked out on. Just an unfortunate happening. Queen jack with 2 overs in the straight draw to the 9. Deuce on the turn. 2 million chips in the middle. Both of these players want it. We'll see what Pruts does. He's going to find the fold here. Queen jack being a bully. Blinds go up. Ace king and no action for Chang. Queen and a jack for Ben CB. Limping it on in. 4's fold. Ace queen in the big blind. What are we going to do with it? All in for about 30 bigs. Okay. Chang ripping in the ace-6 for 20. We're going to start to see a lot of that, I do suppose. No action for ace-jack for Stake Addict. They don't mind that, I suppose. A6 rips. King-jack might call it off here. Nope, not this time. Moving along with 7 bigs. King-9 suited for Pretz. Fold. Benzie B won't fold the jack-7 suited. He's going to face an all-in from Darwin. Finding the fold, and we move along. Darwin with about 10 big blinds. 7-4 going for the raise. Ace-king for Stake Addict. Don't want to do nothing but jam here, I think. Oh, we play small 3-bet. Interesting stuff. Boopity bop bop boppity boo. King 10 for Darwin will rip. Take down the blinds. 12 big blinds for him. Just under 3 million chips. Almost back in the game. Just needs a double here. But we do got a few shorties. Darwin and Prutz, Edu Drake, they're all within 4 blinds of each other. Hanging in there with about 20 each. Kings for Chang. He's going to raise it up. Take it down pre. No action. King 8 raise and take it pre. Benzie B not doing the limp this time. Playing raise with ace 10. Ace queen rips. Going to be hard to fold ace 10 here. But Benzie B still finds it. Nicely done. Boppity boop bop bum. 10s for Stake Addict. Shang goes for the 3-bet with ace 8. Stake Addict will just rip this in, I think. There it is. Gets it on through. Takes down the blinds. 48 big blinds for him. Boom. Stake Addict. Bumpity doo da dappity doo. Jacks versus ace 4. Darwin doesn't hit, so blind on, or what? No, that was, wasn't that blind on blind? It was, wasn't it? King and a 10. Raising for Stake Addict. Getting it through. 5s for Ben. We'll go for the limp. 7-9 comes along. 8-4 checks it back. Flopping the straight draw and flush draw. Any 5 or 9. Jang with 3 of a kind and a spade on the river will give Prutz a full double. That was a huge pot. Just like that, Prutz bangs the spade off. Makes the best of it. Uh-oh. Jacks will get it in versus 8s. I didn't even... Oh, ace on the turn would have given Stake Addict the best of it. Doesn't matter. Edu Drake's out in 5th. So we're starting to lose some bodies, but nonetheless, Shang, 30 bigs, and he's super aggressive. He could steal this pot away from a6. Hopefully there's no heart. 6 is probably going to hang in there for another bet. Won't even face it. Better do. A6 going for some value. None to be had though. Ace king for Prutz, no action. Ace 3 for Ben, Jack 7 in the big. We're going to a flop. Ace 9 3 or ace 9 6, sorry. 4 is no help for Prutz. Check down. Ben will go for a little value. None to be had though. Chang just rips in the 3s for about 25 bigs. Benzie B limping in king 8. King 4 raises. That's a pair for Ben in the backdoor flush draw. Not much doing for king 4 spades. Sees an ace on the turn. 3-bet or re-raise pre. Not 3-bet, 2-bet. And the bet will get through on the river. Nicely done by Stake Addict. Queen 10 for Prutz. with the straight draw to the jack and 2 overs. Jack 5 puts in the raise. Queen 10 calls. 4 will give Chang nothing, so he's gonna have to fold. Check fold, that is. Boopity bop bam. 2-7 suited will fold the big, so staked attic will just take down the blinds. Ba-ba-bum-bum. Ace 4 for Chang, making top pair. Ben CB with second pair. Chang goes bombs away. Second pair calls deuce on the river. Nice big pot going Chang's way. His aggression is going to get him paid off 2 streets. Ben CB does fold the river though. Boo 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 boo. Queen 10 versus King 7, and the King 7 goes for the 3-bet pre from this big blind. Gets Queen 10 to fold. Boopity boop bam. Wow, so we got 161k locked up. About 50k to the next 3 once somebody busts. That's very meaningful. It's about 5 buy-ins, but 50k means a lot more. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I bet you that's only from an observer's perspective. The players playing this are probably like, 5 buy-ins, I don't quite care. I'm playing for first place, bucko. Yeah, like Chang hasn't slowed down at any point. Been nice and aggressive. Pretz has showed us that he's really willing to go to flops and plays well post-flop. Ben CB is of course Ben CB, and Stake Addict is living up to their name. They even have a beautiful mushroom as their avatar. Wow, look at that. Anemita muscaria. Beautiful mushroom. Reindeer love it. Jack 9 making 2 pair. Straight blockers for Stake Addict. We'll find the fold. Deuce and a 4, folding the small blind, and we're moving along. 7-5 ain't folding for Chang. He's right in there, flopping 3 of a kind, nothing doing for Pretz. Still nothing. Won't take the bait either, nicely done Pretz. Don't take it, just checks it down, sees the boat. Feels good about himself. Nicely done. Ace 9 limping in, flopping top pair with the nut flush draw. Nothing doing for the other 2. Half pot side bet will get through and we move along. Boopity bop, Ben CB with the ace and the 6 of the same dang suit. Raising it up. Ace 4 going for the 3-bet from the small blind. Ben CB calls King Queen 7 flop. 4.3 million in the middle. 7 on the turn. I wonder if we just check this down. 9 on the river. Stake Addict could represent some boats here. Ben CB would not call, I don't think. It's a snap fold. Nicely done, Stake Addict. It's done a real good job of bullying Ben CB, to be honest. Was not expecting that, but in position makes it a little bit easier. Boopity doo. Queen 3 deuce flop. Not much going on, but Pretz's aggression will get the job done. Ace Jack for Pretz. Raising and taking it down pre. 6-4 will limp in. 9-5 says, okay, let's go to the flop. Jack 3 deuce. 1 spade. Chang doesn't hang in there. We'll rip the ace 5 and get it on through for 25 blinds. Ace 8 will play raise on the button. Ben CB with a king in the big blind. Plays 3-bet and Chang folds ace 8. Nicely done, Ben CB. Fighting back. Bum 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 ba down down. Bow now now now. Jack Jack for McChang. Ripping it in. Ben CB snaps it off with the ace 10. Jack on the flop. The ace don't matter. Just like that, Benzie B is almost out of here. Rips in deuces. Stake Attic could call, or Prutz could call, but nobody calls. Benzie B will just take it down pre. Ace deuce for Stake Attic will raise. Boopity bow, boppity boo. Can't blame Benzie B for the call there. Chang has been the most aggressive player, most likely to have some sort of all-in bluff there. Stake Addict. Bumpity bum bum. Getting nice and aggressive on the 4 flush board with the pair. King deuce with the pair. Nothing doing for Stake Addict, but the aggression could work. Nope, it'll go check check. Blinds go up. Chang hanging in there with 11 million chips. Almost 12. Queens, no action for Stake Addict. Pretty rude poker stars. Ace-7 will rip. Will Queen-9 call it off here? Doesn't need to. Surely doesn't need to, so Stake Attic will just fold. Ace-Queen in small will limp. Okay. Chang checks it back. We got middle pair for Stake Attic. Nothing doing for Chang. Ace on the turn. That's top and middle pair. Top and third. Chang ain't bluffing. Flush completes on the river. Things get worse for Stake Attic. Just goes check check in the end. Kings. Ooh, Benzie B don't rip. Calls. No ace, so he's safe. Don't put in another bet. Oh, he calls. Deuce on the turn. Goes check check. Nice sneaky play by Stake Attic. This might get some more value now. Benzie B will bet small. Stake Attic probably gonna find the raise. And now what do you do with ace deuce? Benzie B in the tank. 5 more blinds to call. Hopefully he folds. Nope, he finds the call and sees the bad news. King king for Stake Attic. We'll take that one down. Nicely done. Unfortunate turn card there for Benzie B. It's the way she goes. You're out in 4th. And I mean, to be fair, I kind of do think these 3 players deserve, based off play, the top 3 spots. They've done a great job battling it out. Prutz is our short stack, but he's put the most pressure on some of these other players. Maybe right behind Chang. But then, like, what about Stake Attic? He put so much pressure on Benzie B as Prutz got 2 pair. Bottom pair for Stake Attic, won't call. It's really interesting. It's like you can't even determine who's been the most aggressive. You can't determine. Oh no, ace king versus kings. Pretty big setup here, and we're gonna have a very deep heads-up battle. Just a matter of who's gonna have the chips. No ace yet. No ace at all. Chang's kings hold, and we move on along to the heads-up battle. 70 big blinds deep. We're almost tied. This is fun. Oh, and we got 2 crazy aggressive players. This is gonna be awesome. 9-5 for Stake Attic. We got top pair for Chang. Putting in the re-raise. 9-5 with some back doors. Comes along to the turn. Picks up the straight draw to the 7 or deuce. Blocking some straights. Could put in the raise here. 7 on the river. That will do. Making the nuts. Nine and a 5. Absolute nuts. Huge pot to start things off too. All in from Stake Addict and a fold from the King 8. Huge pot to get going. Boopity boo. Top pair for Stake Addict. Nothing doing for Chang. He's going to put in a little bet with King High to go for some protection. Deuce on the turn. Straight draw now for both players to the 3. 8 on the river. Pretty big bet by Stake Addict. We'll get through. We're both suited. Nobody's got a flush draw, but the 8-7 with the 10, the draw to the 10 will bet and take things down. Boopity bop bop boppity boo. Jack 6 going for a bet here. 10-5, thinking about putting in the re-raise. Jack 6, how do you call? You can't, you just gotta fold. I suppose you could have 3-bet the flop, but that doesn't sound like a good idea. Wow, we both got a pair here. Jack 6 will go for the re-raise. King 9 calls, 10 of clubs on the turn. Jack 6 bets again. King 9 wisely folds and moves along. Boopity bop. King 4 raising, 5-8 defending, flopping the straight draw to the 4 or 9. Truly not too much going on there for Chang. Picks up the diamond draw. The bomb will get on through. King Jack suited. Do we raise? There's the raise. 3-10 will fold. Boopity bop bop boppity boop. Pair of 6s versus the straight draw to the 4 and backdoor hearts. Straight draw to the 7 now for Stake Addict. Has some stuff going on. Boo boo boo. Chang with the queen and the 8. Pocket 4s for Stake Addict. 8 on the river though. Chang will get a few chips going back his way, and he gets the aces, but he might get a walk. Nope, he won't get the walk. Good stuff. Quick 3-bet and a quick fold from Stake Addict. 3-bet with the King 9. Fold from Deuce 4. Ooh! Ace King versus Jack 10. We're gonna bloat this pot, and we're gonna go to the flop. Straight draw to the 7 or queen for Stake Addict with the backdoor flush draw, but that's dominated by top pair, top kicker, Jack on the turn, bringing in the flush draw. Huge, nope, that's not a huge bet. 2.4 million to go. 7 on the river, that will give Stake Addict the best of it. 1-9 to a 10 out there. All in again. Can you fold the Ace King? I couldn't. 1-9 to a 10. Diamonds complete. Maybe. Chang says broken heart and has to fold. No kidding. Boopity bop bop. 4-8 flopping a full house. Nothing doing here. King on the turn for Stake Addict. Weird happening here. Stake Addict with top pair. Boo 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 boo. Gonna get snapped off by the boat. But of course. Dookity doot da dookity doot. Dookity duck duck duckity duck. Stake Addict with 3 of a kind. Chang with 10 high. Not much going on. Doot 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 doot. 6-4 will raise and flop a straight. Check it on back. King 10 has nothing going on, but could be the best hand, so it calls. 9 on the river. Doopity doo da doopity doo. King 10 finding the fold. Chang flopping a straight draw. In position will bet. Boom, boom, boom. Bam. Bam. Now. 2-4 makes their straight. 3 of a kind for Stake Addict. This is going to be a full double. He did overbet 2x the pot. There is a flush out there. Chang will still get paid. We're going to move on along. Pair of 4s versus the flush draw and straight draw. Three on the river, nothing for Stake Addict. Bombs away. Chang with the pair of 4s. Goes all in, representing the full house. Stake Addict can't call here. Yeah, we're just going to have to move right on along. Interesting stuff there. Queen 4 with the flush draw. Jack 10, just looking for a jack or 10. That's not a diamond. Dealer. That's not a diamond. Jack 10 going for some value here. Stake Addict probably going to go all in. Or he just finds the call with potential full houses out there. Ace and a 5. Bets a quarter pot. Chang comes along, picks up a straight draw. Completely whiffs. What do you want to do here with ace high? You don't have any hearts. You unblock bluffs. It's a good opportunity to call there. Ace and a king. Going for the raise. Flopping top pair. Ooh, 4. Very cool card here. Bringing in the diamond draw. 5 on the river. Not any help for Chang. He does have some showdown value now. Facing a pot-sized bet, he will call when the draws, or at least some of them, miss. Sees the bad news. Stake Addict reestablishes first place. And it's 3 of a kind. Chang makes a pair on the river. Snaps it off. Sees the bad news. Nice pot going Stake Addict's way. 2-3. Going for the raise on the king high board. Getting the jack 2 to fold. Couple of queen highs going to war. We got 3 of a kind on the board. Deuce on the river. We'll check down. Queen 8 plays. King 6 with top pair. Straight draw for Stake Addict. Doesn't hit. 3 of a kind is good. Chang goes for tiny value. Stake Addict might just look this up for fun. Just to know what's going on. King 4 limping it in. 3-7 says let's go to a flop. Jack 9, 5, 8 on the turn. Straight draw for Straight Addict to a 6 or a 10. Double gutter. The bet will get on through. Chang with the nut flush draw here. 4-9 getting out of line. We'll check back the turn. Hopefully he don't bluff river. He does bomb on the river. Chang will have an easy call, maybe even a raise. Sticks in the re-raise. Stake Addict folds. Still anyone's game here. Chang might take this pot away, but no. 8-4 calls on the flop with the backdoor straight and flush draw. Pair of 7s for Chang. And the 4-8 goes for the raise. Interesting hand here. 7 deuce calls jack on the river. Stake Addict. Sounds like he bombs away. 6 million chips to go. Oh, this would be a tough fold here. Uh-oh. Nice call with the 7 deuce. Chang back in the lead. Huge call down there. Has a pair of 3s, but Stake Addict. Oh no! Chang makes a boat. 7-8 might pay this off here. That it does. Stake Addict down to 12 million chips. Has an ace. Give him something good, dealer. Runner, runner, club, club. This has been a nice aggressive heads-up battle. We've seen some slowdowns without improvement from Chang. playing reasonable cards, gets down to showdown, shows down the jack high, and is the loser. Stake Addict raising queen 6. Ooh, 3-bet incoming from 450. Chang being a bit of a bully. Pair of 4s for Chang. King high for Stake Addict. Goes check, check, 9 on the turn. Check, check again. Queen on the river, and it checks down. Ace high versus a pocket pair. 3-bet from the 8s. Stake Addict comes along, has backdoor straight draw. Ace high could be good here. 8 on the turn, giving Chang second set. Slows on down, stack to pot ratio right around 1-1. 6 on the river, this could be the final hand. If Stake Addict wants to get sticky here, I could see the ace 6 being a call in such a big pot. There it is, nicely done by Chang. Just kind of ran the final table, eh? Holy crap, Chang. What a great game. Ooh, loud noises. Where did Chang start this thing off? 42 bigs, not even one of our big stacks. Wow, what an impressive showing, Chang. What an impressive showing. This victory can be held in high regards. Very stacked final table. We got Darwin Benzie B with so many chips you'd expect the W. Edu Drake, a very strong player with 141 bigs. Pretz found a way to come back. Stake Addict, again, a very strong player. Huge stack, gets second place. Nicely done, Chang. That's the show, folks. If you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this shit out. Don't be afraid to check out some more WCOOP action. Hopefully see you over there. Adios.